So you finally launched that podcast you've been dreaming about. Congrats. You're now the proud owner of a shiny new audio baby. But wait, why isn't the world beating down your door to listen? Oh, right, because they don't know that you exist. Enter in the wild world of social media promotion where your witty tweets and carefully curated Instagram posts will determine whether your podcast becomes the next serial success or just another echo in the digital world. Don't worry though, we're about to embark on a journey through the treacherous terrain of hashtags, engagement, and algorithm-pleasing content. So buckle up because it's time to unleash your podcast's potential. Let's get into hashtags. You know those pound signs that litter your feed like confetti after a New Year's bash? They're now your new best friends. Craft some witty podcast-related hashtags and watch your audience grow faster than your waistline during quarantine. Now the thing with hashtags, Instagram says they're not as relevant as they were when Instagram first started. However, if you think they're still valuable to your content and still related to the search of your ideal audience, I would definitely recommend adding them in. Now, don't just broadcast into the world in some digital void like a town crier. Interact with your followers as if your podcast life depends on it, because let's face it, it kind of does. Reply to comments, ask questions, and for the love of all that is holy, don't leave anyone on red. Now, I always say content is king, but consistency is queen. Your podcast social media strategy should be as regular as your grandpa's morning routine. Post teasers, behind-the-scenes snippets, and the occasional meme about it. Just remember, your followers signed up for your podcast content, not your hot takes on pineapple pizza, even if you are right. By leveraging social media for your podcast promotion, you'll be well on your way to monetizing way faster than you can say smash that subscribe button. Now make sure you're leveraging different social media platforms for maximum reach. I used to struggle wondering why my podcast never grew when I was only doing audio episodes, but it made sense because no one knew about me. I used to have my friends actually come up to me asking me why I stopped my podcast. Meanwhile, I've been releasing episodes for like the past few weeks. And because of that one idea that I had to post to social media and let people know that I'm still doing the podcast, that's when my audience really started to grow and guests started to come in as well as clients. Now let's get into Twitter. Twitter is the place where being concise is king and hashtags are your loyal subjects. Craft tweet-sized teasers that'll make your followers salivate for the next episode. Podcast promotion has never been so easy than on Twitter. Now Instagram. Who said podcasts were just for the ears? Use Instagram to give your audience some eye candy. Share behind the scenes pictures, guest snapshots, or even those embarrassing bloopers. Your podcast social media strategy should be as visually as appealing as your host's charming mug. Instagram is where I started to see a lot of my reach grow and then my listeners grow as well. And let's not forget about LinkedIn, the land of business, casual, and humble brags. It's the perfect place to promote your podcast to a crowd that's always hungry for professional development. Who knows? Your episode might just help someone leverage their synergies or whatever the cool kids are saying nowadays. Remember, each platform is unique in the social media jungle. When you learn to master the mediums of each one, you'll be well on your way to podcast nirvana. Okay, now let's create a winning social media podcast for yourself and the strategy to go with it. FYI, if this content is opening your eyes, get into my exclusive Legacy Builders group where I give you my free weekly personal branding playbooks to other entrepreneurs and C-suites just like yourself. I've linked it below. Anyways, back into things. The elusive podcast social media strategy. It's like trying to catch a greased pig while wearing roller skates. It's tricky, but it's not impossible. Let's dive into the mud pit of social media and all the promotion that goes along with it, shall we? You must know your audience really, really well or pretend very well. First things first, figure out who's actually listening to your episodes. Are they insomniacs seeking a cure? Commuters desperate for distraction? Once you've got that nailed down, you can tailor your content and social media faster than you can say monetize a podcast. You can figure out exactly which snippets you should pull from that episode to get maximum engagement. Now, not all social media content is created equal, folks. Instagram might work for your true crime podcast, but LinkedIn, that's where you promote your riveting series on tax law. Pick your platforms wisely or otherwise you risk becoming the equivalent of a door-to-door salesman in the digital world. By following these strategies, you'll be leveraging social media for your podcast and the promotion that goes along with it like a pro. Or at the very least, you'll really look like you'll know what you're doing. And in the world of social media, isn't that like half the battle? Now let's monetize your podcast through social media channels. The sweet sound of the ka-ching is what every content creator dreams of. You poured your heart and soul into your podcast. Now it's time to make it rain. Thanks for tuning in, folks. I know this wisdom is going to impart some great aspects for your show in terms of growth and in terms of engagement. Go forth, implement these simple strategies, and just watch how your listeners start to roll in.